Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat at nagbabalik na naman po kami ni Ma'am Kai. Hello po.
Hi, Bernadette. Hello po sa lahat na kasama ngayong gabi. Sa ating ikailang episode, Burns?
Episode 36 na po tayo at ang focus po natin ngayon ay all about seed saving, and I think very timely din po itong concern na to for those na mga nasalanta ng bagyo, yung mga crops nila, especially our farmers, and even then for other people din na ang kabuhayan ay nasa nature. So,
Yes.
ayun. At saka in celebration na rin po ito ng ating World Food Day noong nakaraang October 16. And kung nakikita niyo po yung screen, so ang Senior City Kwentuhan is into our fifth year na po and co-hosted by Girly Villariba and the Sir Ed De La Torre. And simultaneously live stream po tayo sa mga Facebook pages po ng Inat Philippines, ng senior sa panahon ng COVID, Lapis o SISO, and of course, yours truly, the Philippine Rural Reconstruction Movement or PRM po.
Yan. So, sabi nga ni Bernadette, ang atin pong episode ay all about seed saving. Lahat ng tungkol sa, ano ba sa, ano yan? Pangongolekta, pag-iimbak, pagtatago ng mga buto na para sa ating mga halamang pagkain. So, ang ating mga speakers for tonight, actually meron po tayong dalawang recorded na sharing at saka dalawang live. Sana naka-reconnect na si Kim. So, yung una, Burns, pakilala natin.
Yes po. So, ang una po nating guest speaker ngayong gabi ay si Wu Fengying. So, ang spelling ay Fengying pero ang pronunciation po ay Fengying.
Sige, ikaw na, you already.
Yes. And then, founder po siya ng Pure Folk Seed Museum. And she comes all the way from China. And very interesting po din yung story niya kasi siya po ay isang community leader, community woman leader sa
Yes.
kanilang komunidad. At ang pinaka-focus po nila ay talagang seed saving. Ayan.
At siya ay nasa Pure Folk Seed Museum. Ganun ba 'yon?
Yes po, founder.
Okay. Yung sunod natin ay si
Ang sumunod naman po ay si Toto Sumpong. And actually mahaba po yung pangalan niya kasi he is from Thailand, pero tinatawag po namin siyang Toto sa Sleen Asia. And siya po ay actually farmer ng Isaan E-Farm, all the way from Thailand naman po. And yung Isaan E-Farm po pala ay naka-located po sa Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Chiang Mai.
And
Okay.
he is also a young farmer and young seed saver sa
Mm.
komunidad. Opo.
With
And
his
ang focus po niya actually is seed market or seed marketing. So, doon po siya sa pagkatapos i-imbak ang mga buto, i-disperse niya sa mga fairs, sa community, para ibenta po talaga. Yun po yung pinaka-focus niya. Ayan.
nice, si Toto. At ang
Yes.
ating ikatlo,
Yes. Ikatlo at batang-bata din. Na young farmer po si Kim Kiray, all the way from Nueva Vizcaya, Philippines. And siya po ay co-owner po ng Lisan Lee Integrated Farm kasi it's a family farm po actually. And siya po dun yung isa sa mga nagtatanim talaga at nagme-maintain po ng kanilang farm.
yan. At makakasama po natin si Kim ngayong gabi. At ang ating ikaapat na panauhin,
Po, bagong-bago po sa amin ito.
bagong-bago.
Bagong luma. Siya naman po si Sir Ronel Asio, and siya po ay from Vizcaya rin po, and marketer po siya ng Vizcaya Fresh Incorporation kung saan nagmo-market po ng ating mga ng produce ng ating mga farmers, organic.
Organic. Yeah. Okay. So, ano ang connection nilang apat? At ikaw?
Yes, so kung makikita niyo po may tatlong dyan. Ayan, yung logo po na yan. Ang logo po na yan ay logo po ng Sustainable Life Youth Network on Asia or tinatawag po namin SLEEN Asia. And this network is a youth-led network po na binubuo po ng 3 bansa. Kung nakikita niyo po si Fung Ying from China, si Toto from Thailand, and meron po tayong 2 representatives, actually 3, kasama po ako, from the Philippines. And nabuo po itong network na to for us to weave sustainability and to enhance our knowledge on sustainable practices para magkaroon po ng sustainable community. Yun po yung pinaka focus po ng network na to. And madami na pong nagawa yung network from during the pandemic po kasi siyang na ano talaga na
Nasimulan.
nag-deploy at nasimulan. So, although online lang po yun, pero na gamit po namin yung setup na yun para magkaroon ng madaming conversations on seed saving, on different aspects na mababanggit din po ni Fung Ying mamaya na yung Youth Return Homeland po, kung saan na-attract nila kung paano ba bumalik yung youth sa kanilang mga towns, provinces, and ano yung makukuha pa nila doon na, there are development in the rural areas din. So, ayun. And meron din silang makakita at pangkabuhayan talaga na related pa rin doon sa kung saan yung interest nila in life. So,
Nice.
yun po yung Clean Asia.
So, nagsisimula po, sabi nga ni Berna, sa 3 bansa muna, pero may mga pangarap at hangarin na lumawak ang network ng SLIN sa Asia, no, sa iba pang
Buong
mga bansa sa Asia. Buong Asia, matayog na pangarap. Pero who knows, makakamit natin yan at may pangangailangan naman talaga na magbigkis ang mga kabataan sa iba't ibang bansa, lalo na dito sa Asia na critical na area sa development ng buong mundo. Nandito ang mga malalaking populasyon ng mahihirap, malalaking populasyon na nasa agrikultura, nasa rural, at malaking bahagi ay may mga natural resources pa sa kabundukan, sa kapatagan at sa karagatan. So susi po ang Asia sa pagliligtas or patuloy na pag-unlad at pag ah, pag pag-turn ng tide para ang ating earth, ang ating mundo ay mas maging sustainable at mas conducive sa buhay ng lahat, tao man at hayop at halaman. Halaman. So balik tayo sa all about seed saving. Okay. Ano bang una natin, Burns?
Yes,
Panoorin na natin si Fung Ying.
yes po, tama. So, papanoorin po natin ngayon si Fung Ying. And again po, siya po ay yung owner po or founder po ng Pure Folk Seed Museum. So, ito na po
Pwedeng
siya.
maikling Burns ng laman ng video ni Fung Ying.
Opo, okay. So, ang pinaka-focus po ng video na 'to ay shinare po ni Fung Ying kung ano po yung ginagawa nila sa community nila kasi medyo malayo po sila sa city talaga or sa urban areas. So, ang ginawa niya po parang wineave niya talaga, like pinag-isa niya po yung community and tinuruan po nila from mga bata sa mga matatanda na yakapin yung agriculture na maging interesado sila sa seed saving in general kasi they see or we see na seed is life talaga. So parang by the farmers, for the farmers po yung atake ng kwento ni Fung Ying dito. And may mga kwento po siya na yung mga bata na hindi kumakain ng gulay, so ano yung ginagawa nila within the community para maging interesado po yung mga kabataan. Mga bata pa lang na maging tutok at maging interesado at maging aware na may importansya talaga yung pagiging aware nila sa agriculture or nature in general and how to preserve and conserve our natural resources. So, ayun
Okay.
po. Tapos si Fung Ying.
From the picture, you can see the experimental rice field, rice plot. We try to do the experimental here. We try to keep the seeds. It's very hard for us to be a farmer compared to the past. Now we have learned that many kinds of knowledge, a lot of knowledge has disappeared, and it's hard for us to do farming. So if you look at the picture here, this is the Madam rice, and there are a lot of young people who come back to their community, but they cannot use their traditional knowledge to apply in their farming because there's a generation gap, and they have to relearn from people in the community again, from the senior citizens. Right now, to harvest rice, glutinous rice, we don't harvest all the rice plants, but we only harvest the rice, the seeds. So it takes a lot of time. We have to do it one by one, and it's very time consuming, and young people don't like to do this. It's very hard for them. It takes time. So there are changes in the a lot of ceremonies involving in rice farming. People who grow sticky rice, the traditional kind of sticky rice, also there are fewer of them nowadays. So we actually use a lot of glutinous rice to do many things. For example, for cooking, to make local whiskey, but not a lot of people do it this day, and it's rare, and it's very hard to go back to the same way of making whiskey, and also to do a lot of things from rice. So we try to bring back the same kinds of life, and we try to plant a lot more varieties of rice. So we try to initiate a project. We work with a community. We borrow their land where people don't use, grow rice, and try to save seeds to maintain the diversity of rice of the nature in the area. More than that, we also try to grow vegetables, and we also try to make clothes from the vegetables, from the plants that we grow. You can look at the photos I showed you before. The clothes of our ethnic is made from the vegetables, from the plants that we grow, and we make clothes from the that kind of clothes. Apart from that, the outside community also come to our community to learn about our clothes and buy our product. This also help improve the community. You can see the picture where the community members try to collect seeds to save. That's in the springtime. And people try to keep the seeds to grow for later. After the harvest, we dry the rice seeds, and we select the seed to keep the best types of seed and to keep the healthiest seeds to grow later. We have the rice seeds here. We try to keep the millet seeds, which is very hard to keep and also very hard to grow, but we try to keep the seeds for people to have a variety of food. We try to encourage people to grow millets so they can keep the seeds and they can sell them to people in the community. So in the picture, you can see the museum, the seed museum. We try to keep varieties of rice seeds. We have many types of seeds here. You can grow the seeds, the rice seeds, using water, or you can grow the rice seeds without water. These seeds that we keep, we try to grow them and then keep the seeds again. In order to, in the near future, we can still maintain many kinds of seed, and we can also share our knowledge with the outside community members, and also we can also teach the younger generations to keep the seed, the varieties of seed. Also, seed saving is also our tradition. It's something that we have been doing, and we want to create the sustainable community. So we will try to maintain the seed saving in our community. We also want to work with people from outside community. We have many kinds of seeds. We have beans, we have rice seeds, and we have herbs, and we have our calendar to tell us what seeds we can grow in each season. And you can see on the picture that we have a lot of indigenous seeds, and also for some seeds we cannot grow them in our area, but we still keep them because we can grow them in some other areas. In the picture, you can see that we had this exhibit to share our practice in a meeting. So you can see that we have seasonal calendar, tell which season what types of rices we can grow, and to share the practice of rice planting. For example, how to grow glutinous rice, and to show the ways of life of people that are related to seed planting. You can see the life of people here. For example, how they grow rice on the mountain, how they fish, and how they make different kinds of food from rice. So you can see that people have born and people feel that their life is related to glutinous rice, and they have many kinds of ceremony that are related to glutinous rice. Not only ceremony, but also the way of life, the tradition, and also their culture is related to glutinous rice. You can see that we have glutinous rice, 20 species of glutinous rice that we have right now. We are trying to work on our activities continuously and try to improve them. The seed saving is like our soul, and it's very important for our life. It's our way of life. It's very important. We want to pass on our knowledge to the younger generation. We want to maintain our way of life, so younger generations can learn about our way of life, can learn about art, can learn about culture. Young people study outside the community, but we want them to learn about our way of life too. We teach younger generation about singing. We teach them about different kinds of songs that are related to our way of life. So if you can do, we usually, work with kids. So you can see in the picture, they catch fish in the rice field. They can fish small fish, and they release them so that they can grow in the rice field. After rice harvest, we fish again to get better fish or food. You can see in the picture that our community, we have the area where we keep the rice seed and in the natural way. This is how we keep our rice seeds. You can see the teamwork here. We work together. We the rice on top of the structure, and we need to work together to do that. And we use the wind to dry the rice seeds. If we use the wind to dry the rice seeds, the seeds can smell very good when we cook. If we only keep the rice seeds in the sun, the smell of the rice will be gone when we cook. So this is our local wisdom that we want to keep and to maintain. The reason why we want to grow our indigenous seed is about the gratitude. We want to protect our indigenous rice seed, and it gives us the feeling of security and warmth and safety. We want to keep the seed continuously. We give us the feeling of the food security. We feel safe mentally, and the younger people like my kids can still smell the good smell of rice from the seeds that we keep. My kids still can eat the food that I cook for my for other children, and because my restaurant that I open is near the schools, not only my kids can eat the food that I cook, kids can also eat my food, and they can feel like they eat food from their mom. Right now there's a lot of fast food that are sold for kids, and I feel like I want kids to eat the good food that I cook, and they can also learn how to cook from me. From the picture, you can see that this school kid in the community, after school, she comes to my restaurant to eat food at my restaurant. In the picture, she's eating sticky rice boiled with pumpkin. This is how we make porridge in our community. The kids really enjoy the food. She even like ate everything, and she even licked the bowl because she finished everything. And the food is so good. And this is how we feel about our food that we cook for the school kids. Thank you, everyone.
Yun. That's Fung Ying's story, everyone.
Saya-saya. Ayan. So, itong chika natin, join na kayo, Ronel and Kim. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Kim. Anong tingin natin kay
Opo.
Fung Ying?
Yeah, napakaganda yung experience at yung initiative na sinishare ni Punying. Actually, yung iba talaga yung ah, tawag nito yung palay na binilad sa araw at yung sa wind lang. Kasi traditionally, mas aromatic talaga yon. Kasi hindi masyadong na-expose o yung mga seed ng palay sa araw. So, kami, nung mga bata kami, ganun eh. Yung practice nila ay ganun din, yung ating practice. Pero ang kaibahan lang, yung sa atin ay nilalagay natin sa malapit sa yung lutuan ng kahoy. Yun yung ating pinaka way naman ng pag-preserve ng ating mga rice seeds bago ito binabayo.
Sa inyo, Kim?
Bale sa rice seeds, hindi ko naabutan yung nakwento.
Ay, okay.
Pero yung naalala ko nung bata ko, na-try din namin nagtanim noon ng palay. Since wala pang intervention yun, katulad ng mga machineries natin ngayon, ay yung parang hinahampas lang po namin yung kinuha naming palay, hahampas lang namin hanggang maipon yung butil. Ayun po. Tapos yun lang po yung pinaka-memory ko, tapos magbibilad kami. Tapos after nun, yun na, meron na yung mga facilities para maglihas o para mag-till. Bali, yung parang nakagisnan ko talaga yung machine. At kaya parang naantig ako sa kwento ni Kung Ying. Parang na-curious tuloy ako na, ay, gano'n ba kasarap? Gano'n. Yun ang nakakaligtaan na natin eh. Kasi panay, hindi natin talaga natikman kung ano yung mga ways noon. So, sana natin ma-preserve yung mga ganong traditional way. At the same time, mas healthier pa siguro kasi hindi siya masyadong na-expose sa mga machineries. Minsan, may kasi dun eh. Minsan may fishy something. May mga leaks siguro. Hindi natin alam, pero mas masarap po talaga yung sa manual.
Tanungin lang kita, Kim, manual yun, yung kinakwento mo na kagisnan mo ay mechanized na. Ikaw na farmer,
Opo.
gugustuhin mo pa rin ba na manual, mas matrabaho, mas matagal, ano ba ang iyong naiisip tungkol dyan?
For production-wise, no choice po tayo kasi mechanized para masustain natin yung demand sa market natin. Kailangan nating mitigate sa mga
Malaya than buds.
Oo. Yun. Mechanized. Pero if you're after the taste, yung experience, parang throwback in time po tayo, I would talaga yung old ways. But since we have a certain crisis, lalo na sa ating food security, we have no choice but to resort in mechanized system po talaga. Oo.
Good answer. Parang wisdom ng isang may ano na, mahaba na ang buhay. Sige.
Yun po.
Si Burns naka-unmute.
Sa'kin naman po natawa lang ako na doing the time-consuming thing and doing it manually, nahihirapan sila na i-keep up yung attention span and interest din ng mga kabataan nila. Pero madami din silang nagawang interventions para i-keep yung youths na maging involved sa ginagawa ng community nila since tradition nila yung seed saving talaga. So may mga pa-seed saving seasonal calendar sila, yung seed museum, and isa pa dun, like nabanggit niya rin yung culture nila and festivities and ceremonies. So very intact talaga yung tradition ng community nila and fostering the youth's engagement at the same time. Kasi yun na yung nakikita nila like for future generations. Like hindi dapat natitigil itong tradition na to na sa amin lang.
Oo.
So very open sila to share it talaga.
Mm. Oo, siguro iba ang context natin sa China, no? Yung sinabi nga ni Kim kanina na may hinahabol tayong sufficiency, food self-sufficiency. So, kailangan talaga medyo mabilis ang ating production at marketing or sumasapat sa pangangailangan ng consumers, ng population. Siguro iba ang context naman sa China na sa dinami-dami nilang laki ng kanilang populasyon at sa laki ng kanilang lupain, iba din naman ang kanilang context for rice production siguro, consumption and marketing. Okay, yan si Pung Ying with
Yes.
her ang ganda talaga ng experience niya, no, naalala ko yung tradisyon din at kultura sa Ifugao na umiinog ang buhay sa lupa at sa pagtatanim ng palay. Yung sabi niya na connected ang culture, ang history, ang education, at ang yung surrounding nature nila. Kaya masarap pakinggan at masarap isipin ko ano yung klase ng buhay nila. Okay? So, share ko si Toto. Paki-introduce ng konti, Bernadette.
Yes, ayan. So, si Toto naman po, kung si Fung Ying po ay seasonal, na siya, seed saver practitioner. Si Toto naman po ay nagsisimula pa lang mag-seed saving. And gusto niya din na parang first time niya pong tawag dito, ma-accept or like gawa yung seed saving practices. And natuwa po siya nung una, although yung una niya ay parang trial and error, parang ang hirap pala nito, like hindi siya kung ano yung tinuro parang ang dali-dali lang, pero nung in-apply na niya ang hirap pala. So dito po mas nag-focus siya sa challenges and yung future goals niya pa on being a seed saver na mas patatagin pa yung kaalaman niya for seed saving. So ayan po.
So I'm a farmer, and exactly I'm a normal farmer, don't expert anything, and I'm a seed saving too. My name is Toto. I graduated in biology, but I didn't graduate from the agriculture, so I don't have any base on about agricultural. I don't know about how to grow, how to save the seed. But that after I'm graduate, I want to connect with the quality to the nature, not in the small laboratory. So I'm decide to quit the job and don't find to find a good job. And from market, I love to go to market to find the native seed on the market. Like in the Chiang Mai, I go to the Chiang Mai. It's a lot of many native seed. It's maybe I call it heirloom seed. I so wonder if I see the native seed that is still in the market, because in the market, it's a lot of a commercial seed to grow in the market, right? But when I see the native vegetable like the water cow, I'm buy it and save the seed and sell it in my shop term. But fortunately, when I study a master degree, my father, he is far away, and I think the life is very short, and I have to do like my dream. Like I decide to quit the master degree and to go back to my home. The first garden is Johor Farm. Is my hometown. Is very small farm on the is close to my home. After that, this time I moved to the new farm. Is a Tang permaculture. Tang permaculture is a very experience for me. I will tell you later slide. In 10 years, I moved to tree farm. The one activity that I'm very proud and I'm really touched in my heart is a seed camp in the rice field. And many people come and we have to move to sit in the hut, and we start with the how are you eating in the morning. They tell a lot of the variety of vegetable or food that they eat. I think it's so wonderful, very important. I think this camp is beginning for the seed bank, but it not work to continue because many people about we have problem about the marketing to work together. And the next activity is the seed journal, and we share our seed for passenger too. And when to my home, they share the seed to our community when we go to the market for buy a food. This is my second farm. And the third farm is it make me be a real farmer. It's my challenge, all my problem, all my suffering about my time. The weather it cannot predictable. The weather is maybe heavy rain, or next month is very hot and very dull. Or I didn't experience about marketing experience, technique knowledge. Everything is a lot of a problem for me in my third farm. I will share the beginning of my third farm is the soil is very bad and took 3 years to make it better. So last year and this year, I just collect the seed, about 30 species of seed in this year. And in last week, sell the seed in the agricultural fair. I think is new experience because the last before pandemic, I didn't sell in the market, right? I just sell in online. When this year is have a agricultural fair, so sell the seed to the market. My goal is open heirloom seed company. Is my goal is 5 year. I now I have 3 people to be a founder of a seed company. We talked maybe last week too about the heirloom seed company. We want to sell a seed for the quality of seed. Now I found maybe I'm not an expert and my seed is low quality. I want to improve my quality of seed and sell in the market. And the concept of our company, our seed, when you buy it and you are owner of seed, you can grow it and sell in the market, no copyright anything. And the last thing, I think the farmer is a very very hard for me. And my teacher said the hand of farmer is a magician. You can make a good thing, make for your own, for your friend, for your country, for your world.
Ayun. Actually po yung kwento ni Toto parang kay Kim, ang layo ng agriculture sa tinapos sa education. And I think that's the beauty of the stories of Toto and Kim din. So Kim, share mo naman kasi Toto from biology, nag-shift to agriculture. Ikaw naman ay from what?
Medical technologies.
Aba, ang layo.
Oo. Sobra po.
Anong
Pero
nag-inspire
ano,
sa'yo?
minsan hindi ko siya pinlano talaga sa totoo lang po. Bali, ang first talaga na naka-expose ako is yung nagpunta kami sa Pangawan para kasi at the time bumisita yung mga Japanese kasama si Sir Ronel. So isa kami sa mga na-interview. Parang it is a way for me to unwind kasi ayun po na lost ng father ko. Parang it's time to be more adventurous, to go on something. I think to set new heights for yourself. And ayun, Bali, at the same time, napansin po ako ni Sir Ronel doon na, oh, I think we have a farmers here. So, ayun po, yun po yung naging start ng journey ko. Kumbaga, it is a way for me to escape yung pagiging secluded sa bahay. Hanggang napamahal na din. Para in a passive way na hindi mo lang mamalayan kung kailan ka na fall in love, ganun ba? And hanggang ngayon, parang I'm still on a journey to, I think, in a journey to further love agriculture. And as of now, ang status ko siguro 80%. How much more kung 100% na po tayo, ano? Pero, so far, yun talagang naging journey ko. It's not, parang it's not expected na ganito yung mangyayari. Sometimes, some tragic ways may lead you to something that you will love. Yeah, yan. Hindi lang sa pag-ibig po yan. Sa career na din.
Oh my God.
Sa vocation, oo. Oo nga, parehong kwento ni Toto, ano? At saka yung parang kinuwento rin ni Kim na journey niya. Yung kinuwento ni Toto na seed journey. Merong seed museum kay Funging. May seed camp na kinuwento si Toto. Meron din siyang seed journey. At ngayon gusto niya magtayo ng heirloom seed company. Ayan.
Inside joke nga namin yan, ma'am, na kasama dapat yung Sleen Asia sa founder ng Heirloom Seed Company niya. Kasi kanina nga, ma'am, di ba, like libre lang mangarap. So, ang pangarap din ng Sleen Asia in general ay makapagtatag ng seed bank na sa next phase namin, hopefully mag-materialize yun na founded ng Philippines, Thailand, and China at magkaroon ng documentation ng lahat ng seeds na tumutubo sa 3 bansa, yung unique seeds of each country. Tapos magkaroon ng seed exchanges na kung tumutubo to sa China, tutubo ba sa Philippines and sa Thailand and vice versa, mga ganun.
Oo nga. Noon pa naman ginagawa yan na nag-experiment na mag-grow sa ibang bansa. Si Ronel, kasama ka dun sa Sleen nung kwento mo.
Ayun nga, nag-uwi ako ng kamote.
Uy, anong nangyari
Ah,
doon?
ngayon, dumadami na, marami nang pwede ng cuttings, pero mas pinaparami ko pa. Ito yung hiningi ko nung sa kinakainan namin sa breakfast kasi na-appreciate ko yung ang tawag nito, yung rice sa atin lugaw
Mm-mm.
instead of yung egg ang ating sa Philippines, egg yung kasama, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Pero doon sa China
Kamote.
ay yung kamote na
Oh.
orange siya. Talagang kita nung the first time na nakita ko, ba't ganito ko yung kalalaki yung itlog nila, sabi ko. Pero nung chinopstick ko, hindi naman pala itlog,
Oo,
kamote pala. So, maganda ito, sabi ko. Pero nung I have talked to yung nagluluto, sabi niya, then some elders, sabi na, galing sa Pilipinas yan.
Totoo lang?
Sabi ko, sabi ko, ay, ibabalik ko nga ron kung galing sa Pilipinas. Sabi ko, paparamihin ko ulit. So, 2 variety yung nakuha ko para sa mother plant na pinaparami ko. Hopefully,
Wow.
parami natin kasi para magkaroon tayo ng unique or ibang variety ng kamote na very delicious. So, doon
Oo.
naman sa story ni Toto, talagang ang ganda nung aim niya na-appreciate ko na yung pagtatatag ng isang heirloom seed company. Kasi dito sa atin, experience namin yan na yung isang variety namin ng talong, hindi ko na lang babanggitin, baka makuha tayo, ay doon talaga sa bayan namin yon na Grow ever since na OPB siya, yun yung ginagamit namin. Talagang nagsiselect kami ng good seeds para yun yung itatanim namin sa next generation. Pero nung bumalik ako, ay naka-patent na, iba na yung may-ari, pero kinuha yung pangalan pa rin na. So nung naging interested ako, galing yung, saan ito? Galing. Eh sabi ko, the name. Eh, yun pala, nung ni-research ko, talagang galing dun sa app. At patented na siya. So, wala na. Diba? Sa ngayon,
Oh.
dating sarili namin, nawala doon. Wala na yung variety ng eggplant na yon at binibili na namin. Yun yung ironic na at yun yung hindi ang maganda naman dun sa yung ni Toto ay at yung idea ni Berna ay napakaganda na magkaroon ng kumbaga parang Philippine brands din ng heirloom company na ito. Magandang initiative. Hopefully, mag-work din sa atin sa pamamagitan ng Islin Asia at ng ating PRROA Youth. Yun yung mga binabalak din kasi namin dito ngayon sa Biskaya na we will put up a seed bank talaga ma-manage ng ating mga YA at ng ating mga Islin Asia tulad nila Kim. So, alam ko ang ating ang patutunguhan nga natin ay yung maging sustainable dapat yung seeds sa bawat farmer at lalo na ngayon maraming calamiting pag nawala sa level ng farmer saan tayo kukuha magiging dependent na tayo kung sakasakali.
Sa mga
So,
commercial.
opo, mga
Oo.
commercials.
Ah.
Yun yung ating dapat pag-isipan, lalo na yung mga kabataan na nag-engage sa agriculture. Kasi, actually, sabi nga ni Toto, biology siya. Pero hindi niya alam na related pala yung ginagawa niya. Kasi biology is life, study of life. So, agriculture is life, seed is life. So yun yung connection naman na hindi niya siguro pa na-realize. Okay.
Thank you. Ang sarap naman ng mga sinasabi niyo. Sana nga matuloy ang seed company ng Slin. At sabi ni Kim, bigyan mo daw siya ng kamote.
Oh,
Sige po,
marami.
sa meeting natin.
Oo. Bigyan natin si Kim ng kamote mo, Ronel. Okay, Bernadette, what's next? Uy, salamat sa inyong mga sharing. Ang gaganda. Walang sayang na minuto. Okay. Sige, Berns.
Yan naman po, kasi si Kim naman po, na-chika lang ni Sir Ronel. Natapos lang niya po ng seed saving training. So,
Oh, yeah.
namin na marinig yon like ano yung takeaways niya as a participant dun sa seed saving training na yon. Go, Kim.
Parang na-pressure ako. Okay. Ang first impression ko para as a start, my first impression, ang alam ko sa seed saving, mag-iimbak lang po tayo. So parang sa amin kasing mga farmers, parang hindi namin na lang siguro kailangan to. Parang gano'n. Daming mga agam-agam. Pero nang nag-start yung training, ay, kulang pala sa kalingkingan yung alam natin, farms. Oo. Kasi yung first na introduction nila is very interesting po talaga. Kasi nirelate po nila dun yung mga previous studies, kung saan ba nag-ugat yung sistema ng seed banking. At it takes us in the past kung saan doon ko napulot, doon ako naantig talaga. In every start of every civilization, what is the main cause of it? It is for the premise of agriculture. And siguro with agriculture, mag-start ka pa ba kung wala kang sipag? So yun. So parang, uy, oh my God. May realization po tayo talaga, sobra. Parang isang suntok sa buwan. And ayun, as the discussion goes, ano, further. Isa sa mga takeaway ko talaga is we should endorse further yung pagtatanim po talaga ng indigenous seeds. Kasi based from the studies, it is more resilient to climate change. How is this? Parang kasi ang indigenous seeds natin, naka-adapt na siya sa ating environment wherein mas kumbaga advantageous na siya kasi talagang naka-adapt na. I'm not against into seed companies, but na-share kasi siya ng nag-share sa amin na Global Savers, sabi nila. When you intend to buy seeds from a notorious seed company, you should expect that the parent of that seed is in ICU, kumbaga ganun, intensive care unit. So, yung seeds na output nila is parang kumbaga it copies, it replicate kung ano yung naging experience ng parent seed. Ganon din sa seed na parang harvest mo dun. So, with that, since we are a farmer, relating to a small-scale farmer, hindi kompleto ang ating facilities, hindi po kompleto ang ating mga inputs, resources. So, we should expect na kung yung bibilin natin, maglalagay lang tayo, which is limited, only according to our budget. Ayun. So, with that, the effect, the resulting, ang result po nito is that may discrepancy po talaga sa growth. So, napapatanong po tayo, high quality seed that we grow, but tatanim natin is medyo pahirapan yung pag-grow niya talaga. Kung yan, binigay naman na lahat natin, pero mas intensive pa rin yung way kung paano i-nurture ng company yun. So, yun yung challenge talaga. So, in relevance to that, kaya nila ini-endorse yung paggamit ng indigenous seeds. Ayun. Pwede naman bumili ka sa seed company, pero you should buy it at the same time dun ka na mag-harvest din ng seeds para mas ma-adapt niya yung weather ng iyong farm. Ayun. So parang nagkaroon ng realization dun kasi ang farmers hindi natin alam yan. So I tend to share it with my co-farmers din dito, mga ating youth farmers, na meron palang ganun na na-explain na ng isang base sa siyensya, ganun. And then after nun is that they also discussed yung mga ways of preservation ng ating seeds. Ang alam namin, lalagay lang sa garapon. Tapos, airtight lang. Ayun pala, may mga din pula tayong nilalagay para ma-prolong pang preservation ng ating seeds. Hindi lang po siya airtight, kung saan meron din pala tayong mga natural resources na pwede natin ilagay, katulad ng mga peppercorns, ashes, charcoal, and silica gel kung gusto mo mag-invest. Since meron pa namang existing na natural resources, why not give it a try? Yan. Tapos, ayun, so, additional knowledge. Isang sampal ng realization ulit sa ating mga farmers. Ayun. So, ang isa pa, sobrang dami, hindi ko na mabilang, pero yun talaga yung mas tumatak sa isip ko Oo. Tapos isa pa yung studies nila kung saan meron silang na-retrieve na seeds from a wallet na it dates back around if I recall correctly, mga 1800s, kung saan around 200 years old na siya. Pinatubo nila ito. Oo. So parang, nag-work. But comparing it to the existing plant, di ba? Mas iba yung itsura niya. Oo, kasi nakapag-adapt na siya. So that means there's an evolution of the plant, which is naka-adapt na siya sa ating climate talaga. Compared to the seeds, nakaka-retrieve lang natin which dates back to 1800. So, there's magic talaga na. So, doon natin na-analyze talaga na may certain type of adaptability din ang tanim natin. So, there's an evolution to adapt talaga. So, as for these farmers, gusto ko i-advise sa mga kagaya ko, mga youth farmers, if you are planning to cope up with the production, you should endorse indigenous seeds, which makes you more advantageous in terms of production and at the same time more resilient to climate change. Yun lang po.
Thank you, Kim. Natutuwa naman ako dun sa na-share mo. Ang ganda-ganda. Pero halimbawa ikaw natural na interesado ka at nare-raise yung excitement mo doon sa naaral mo. Meron bang halimbawa sa community mo sa saan ka na nga ba? Tidang? Kabanglasan.
Sa Kabanglasan po ba?
Meron bang
Mm.
mga katulad mo na young farmers o yung mga nagsisimula pa lang mag-organic na magiging interesado sa ganyan, sa seed saving na natutunan mo?
Sa totoo lang, mga ka-age ko, we have a farmer pero they are more into conventional. Naiintindihan natin sila kasi we tend to, as a youth farmer, we should share the knowledge para ma-encourage din sila sa sustainable agriculture. So far, yung mga nakakasama ko po is mga titas, titos. So,
Oo.
parang ako pa lang yung young organic farmer dito sa barangay namin. Opo,
Pararamihin
pero
ka natin.
sana po ma'am, sana may ma-encourage pa tayo na sumali sa atin. So with the pabaon na knowledge and the technologies and then strategies po natin, hopefully malagdagan po tayo in the future.
Burns or Ronel. Kayong dalawa, Ronel, kayo ang magkasama sa Kayapa. Paano natin pararamihin si Kim?
Yeah, yung
Yes.
napakagandang tanong, ano? So, sabi ko nga kung siyempre kung yung mga nag-aaral medyo hindi natin ma ma siguro ma-invite sa ganitong mga gawain kasi ang focus talaga nila is white collar job. So, ang advice ko kay Kim, why not yung mga out of school youth ang natin? Encourage to join sa atin para sa ganun ay mas ma-influence natin sila yung ma-influence at the same time makapacitate na ganito pala ang isang practice ng sustainable agriculture. Not necessarily na organic, but if you pwede nating umpisahan sa conversion na encourage sila ganito hanggang ma-realize nila na mas maganda pala ang pag organic na yung aking practice. Kasi actually si Kim, hindi ko nakita yan during the years na nandyan ako sa Kayapa. It's yung kasi hindi ko siya talaga pero when first time na nakita ko siya, there is potential. Nakita ko sa kanya yung potential. Kaya sabi ko, ito yata yung pwede kong i-develop na magiging second lightener. So, I tried na i-expose siya sa mga gawain ng Biskaya Press na volunteer. So, yun, yung nangyari. Kasalanan ko tuloy. Imbes na napunta siya sa agriculture. So, yun yung talagang kwento ni Kim kung bakit kan. So, pag may mga activities tayo na hindi ko ma-attend, baka pwedeng ikaw muna Kim ang mag-attend kasi so very willing siyang matuto kaya nakita ko yung interesado siya na kaya sabi ko ito yung pwede nating ma-influence at the same time ma-develop as young leaders, young farmer, at young
Correct.
entrepreneur in the
Correct.
future.
Yes. Yes. We will make him a model in Cayapa and in the rest of Nueva Vizcaya and the Philippines and Asia. Bernadette, lean mo?
Yes po. And as ano din po, as a member ng SLEEN Asia, like, patuloy po talaga kami na, maging advocates ng seed saving po talaga, ng hindi lang literal na seed saving kundi native seed saving. Kasi nakita po talaga namin yung importansya na yung pagiging para maabot yung goal na magkaroon ng sustainable community. Like, we have to teach farmers and even the youths in the rural areas na through seed saving, like makukuha at makukuha natin nun kasi yung mga ginagawa ng restaurants na yung farm to table approach, like kayang-kaya din yung magawa ng mga kabahayan sa rural areas if they know how to seed saving or how to do it on their own.
Stress ko din lang yung binanggit ni both ni Kim at saka ni Ronel at even ni Toto at ni Fung Ying sa videos nila. Yung kahalagahan ng seed saving sa usapin ng pagkakaroon ng control and access ng mga lalong-lalo na ng mga maliliit na magsasaka or farmers and kung mga naghahardin, nagtatanim sa indigenous seeds, sa seeds at hindi yung nakadepende tulad ng sinabi ni Kim kanina, nakadepende sa very reliant sa external sources of seeds. So ito ay isang mahalagang aspeto ng seed saving, ng native or indigenous or heirloom seed saving na magkaroon ng increased access and control over agricultural resources, over planting resources, ang mga maliliit na magsasaka. That's a very important thing too. Okay, parang ang ikli-ikli ng isang oras natin na malapit ng mag-alas 8. Pero may ilang mga paalala si Bernadette. Ano bang ating
Yes po.
yeah, sige.
Yun po, dahil po alam naman po ng lahat na itong mga nakaraang araw ay grabe po yung hagupit ng Bagyong Christine na ngayon ay lumalabas na ng bansa, pero parang hinihigit na naman siya ng isa pang bagyo na baka sakali na bumalik siya or whatsoever. Pero hopefully hindi naman po. Pero yun po, ang PRM po ay nag-run po ngayon ng call for donations po, bayanihan para sa kanayunan, para po sa mga nasalanta at affected communities po ng Bagyong Christine, lalong-lalo na po sa Bicol region. So, mga urgent talaga para po distribute at may pamahagi po ng ating mga kababayan ay yung food, yung mga damit, at saka naiinom po na tubig. So, ang drop-off point po ay ang national headquarters po ng PRRM sa 56 Mother Ignacia Avenue Corner, Dr. Lascano Street, Barangay Paligsahan, Quezon City. And para naman po sa mga gusto pong mag-cash donations, makikita nyo po sa ating screen at nakapost din po ito sa aming official Facebook page kung gusto nyo pong mag-cash donations. And paalala lang po na pakisend po ang copy ng inyong deposit slip or online transaction reference doon po sa aming official email din po na info@prm.org. And yun po.
Yan. At may kaugnayan din talaga itong seed saving topic natin dito sa lalong-lalo na sa panahon ng post-disaster na mga emergency or yung relief phase na pagkatapos ng isang sakuna, mahalaga ding maiugnay natin itong seed saving na to. At siguro in the future yung paano nagsustor ng pagkain, paano nagkakaroon ng mga livelihoods na magiging climate resilient para hindi gaano naapektuhan or madaling makabangon ang mga pamilya, ang mga komunidad pagkatapos ng isang sakuna o pagkatapos ng isang disaster. Pasalamat tayo sa ating mga kasama, Berna. Thank you talaga, Ronel at Kim. Marami kayong sinabing mahalaga at alam ko marami pa kayong sasabihin. So siguro mag-part 2 tayo sa susunod na mga linggo dito sa Senior City tungkol sa seed saving. May last words kayo sa 1 minute nating natitira? Oh, heart na lang si Kim. Nel, ikaw, sama ka ulit sa part 2 ah. Thank you, Kim. Heart din.
Ah,
Ah,
sige po ma'am, wala pong problema sa atin. Join po tayo pag
may susunod
may
ulit.
time tayo. Just inform us para makapaghanda rin naman kami.
Of course. Thank you talaga. At paabot ng pasasalamat din kay Fuming at saka kay Toto. Berna, meron pa tayong isa? Yung ating fun reels na sinasabi mo?
Yes, so,
Okay, go.
wala na tayong oras pero
Go
JM,
pa
teka.
rin. Ah,
Ayan, sa mga darating po na linggo, bumubuo po kami ng mga fun reels para po maipost natin sa ating official Facebook page sa PRM po. So, ngayon po ay gusto namin na mas ma-engage pa ang lahat at mas maging aware sila on how PRM works in rural development areas and how we work as talaga development workers. So meron po kaming mga content na inaasahan na mag-materialize in the next few weeks or months. So isa na diyan po yung mga fun games namin na yung who's who, yung mga ganyan. So kung may mga ideas din po kayo on how we can what are the other content that we can do, pwede niyo din pong ipamahagi at nood po na PR Armors, iniimbitahan din po namin kayo na makiisa at makibahagi po sa aming mga fun reels na naiisip namin ngayon dahil Kim at si Sir Ronel, itutap po namin kayo. Yung mga fun reels na related sa seed saving niya, mga
oh,
ganyan.
yan. Yes. Cute yan. Okay. So, abangan natin yan, yung fun reels na yan. Okay,
Okay.
salamat. So, abangan natin ang next episode natin for next Saturday, no? Hindi pala. Wala palang
Wala
next
po tayong next
Saturday.
Saturday.
Replay. Dahil ang Sabado next week ay Nobyembre na yata. Oo.
November 2, so that's
November 2.
All Saints Day
All
na.
Saints Day.
So,
Okay.
enjoyin niyo po ang ating holiday.
Oo, ang mahabang undas na
Yes.
mga araw. Have a blessed undas week, undas celebration sa darating na linggo. Salamat ulit, Ronel and Kim. Thank you, Berna. Good night po sa lahat. Hanggang sa susunod
Salamat
na
din po sa
Sabado.
pag-imbita.
Maraming
Thank
salamat
you.
Salamat.
ng imbitasyon.
Thank you, JM. Thank you,
Salamat,
Andy.
Berna.
Bye po.